Namaste, my dear friends. Today I am speaking to you on a very powerful, emotionally charged, and karmically significant full moon. This full moon begins on 1st February at 6 am IST and ends on 2nd February at 3:45 am IST. It is happening in Cancer, the sign of emotions, mother, inner security, and the heart. But what makes this Purnima extraordinary is what is happening exactly opposite Cancer in Capricorn, where five planets are transiting together: Sun, Mars, Venus, Mercury, and Pluto. This creates a very strong Cancer Capricorn axis. In simple words, the full moon is asking every soul one deep question: what has reached its emotional peak in your life, and can you hold it with maturity? Cancer represents how we feel, Capricorn represents what we must carry. And a full moon is not about beginnings, a full moon is about revelation, culmination, emotional truth coming into full light. So, this is not a fearful full moon, it is a revealing full moon. It is teaching us compassion with responsibility, not emotional weakness. As the Upanishad says, Yada bhavam tada bhavati. As the feeling, so the becoming. Now let me guide you gently, sign by sign, the way I would speak to you in a personal conversation.
Aries, Mesh Rashi.
For you, this full moon illuminates your emotional roots. Something you have been suppressing comes into awareness. At work, pressure increases and expectations rise. You may suddenly realize how much you are giving versus how much is acknowledged. Promotions are not denied, but this full moon shows clearly what inner balance you still need to cultivate. In business, impulsive actions will be exposed. Patience protects you. Relationships, especially with family, demand maturity. Health may reflect emotional overload through acidity or chest discomfort. Students may feel mentally scattered, but once emotions settle, focus returns. The full moon is showing you that real courage is emotional steadiness, not force.
Taurus, Vrushab Rashi.
This full moon brings emotional clarity through conversations. Something that needed to be said or heard reaches its peak now. Career wise, communication, interviews, and discussions become decisive. Business connected to teaching, writing, consulting, or communication sees clear results. Relationships during emotional truth, old words resurface for closure. Health requires care of throat, digestion, and eating habits. Students perform well, especially where expression and memory are involved. The full moon reminds you what is spoken with awareness becomes healing.
Gemini, Mithun Rashi.
For you, this full moon highlights money, values, and self worth. You clearly see where you feel insecure and where you feel strong. Career clarity arrives emotionally before it arrives practically. Business growth continues steadily if discipline is honored. Relationships show where emotional security is missing. Health needs attention to anxiety and diet. Students gain clarity once emotional distractions are resolved. This full moon teaches you that self worth is not earned, it is realized.
Cancer, Karka Rashi.
This is your full moon. and therefore deeply intense and revealing. Emotions reach a peak. At work, you may clearly see whether you feel valued or emotionally drained. Recognition comes when you stop seeking validation and start standing in self respect. Promotions come after emotional boundaries are respected. Business related to healing, food, hospitality, and counseling shines. Relationships become crystal clear. Some bonds deepen beautifully, some dissolve without drama. Health reflects emotional balance. Emotional eating needs awareness. Students are highly intuitive now. This full moon tells you emotional clarity is freedom.
लियो सिंह राशि,
For you, this full moon illuminates hidden emotions. You realize what you have been carrying silently at work, politics, or unspoken tensions come into awareness. Respond with dignity. Business requires consolidation. Relationships ask for silence, not explanations. Health issues related to sleep, anxiety, or hormones may peak and then release. Students will benefit from meditation and grounding. The full moon whispers, you don't need to shine, you need to be honest.
वर्गो कन्या राशि,
This full moon brings clarity around goals and friendships. You realize who truly aligns with you. Career growth comes through honest networking. Business connected to service and technology benefits from realignment. Relationships shift naturally. Health requires care of digestion and mental restlessness. Students who stay disciplined see visible results. This full moon teaches you clarity is kinder than continuation.
लिब्रा तुला राशि,
This full moon strongly activates career and public image. You clearly see where responsibility has outweighed emotional fulfillment. Promotions are possible, but this moon shows the emotional cost of success. Business structures may need rebuilding. Relationships may feel strained due to work pressure. Health reflects emotional burnout through back or hormonal issues. Students need better balance. The full moon says true balance includes yourself.
स्कॉर्पियो वृश्चिक राशि,
This full moon expands your inner wisdom. Career clarity comes through learning, research, and spiritual insight. Business connected to healing, occult, and research flourishes. Relationships heal through deep emotional honesty. Health improves as emotional burdens are released. Students excel in focused and intense study. The full moon reminds you depth is your truth.
सैजिटेरियस धनु राशि,
This full moon brings emotional and financial awareness. You clearly see what is sustainable and what is not. Career decisions become emotionally clear. Business expansion should pause. Relationships reveal dependency patterns. Health concerns include stress and lower back discomfort. Students regain focus after emotional clarity. This full moon teaches you letting go is wisdom.
कैप्रिकॉर्न मकर राशि,
This is a powerful full moon for you. With 5 planets in your sign, emotional truths surface through relationships. Career responsibilities intensify, and leadership is tested emotionally, not just practically. Promotions are possible, but ethics and compassion are under the microscope. Business restructuring becomes unavoidable. Relationships demand softness. Health requires care of bones, joints, and blood pressure. Students succeed through discipline balanced with flexibility. This full moon reminds you authority without compassion becomes burden.
Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi.
This full moon highlights work routines and emotional health. You realize how much emotional energy your daily life consumes. Career growth is steady but slow. Business related to service grows gradually. Relationships require emotional openness. Health needs nervous system care. Students benefit from collaborative learning. This full moon says awareness is healing.
Pisces, Meen Rashi.
This full moon blesses creativity, love, and devotion. Emotional fulfillment becomes clear. Career opportunities arise through creativity and spirituality. Business related to art and healing flourishes. Relationships feel deeply romantic but emotionally sensitive. Health requires boundary awareness. Students excel creatively. This full moon smiles and says, love without attachment liberates. And before I close, I want to share a very powerful story because this full moon in Cancer is not only about astrology, it is about how we respond to life. Please listen carefully. It is a story of compassion. Just the other day, I was reading about a mystic. His name Jhusia. He is one of the most beautiful mystics. He was going into the hills and he saw many birds caught by a man in a cage. Jhusia opened the cage because birds are meant to fly, and all the birds flew away. And the main man came rushing out of his house and he said, "What have you done?" And Jhusia said, "Birds are meant to fly. Look how beautiful they look on the wing." But the man thought otherwise. He gave Jhusia a good beating. His whole day's work had been destroyed, and he had been hoping to go to the market and sell the birds, and there were many things to be done. And now Jhusia had destroyed the whole thing. He gave him a really good beating, but Jhusia was laughing and Jhusia was enjoying, and he was beating him. Then he thought, this man must be mad. And Jhusia started moving. When the man had finished, Jhusia asked, "Have you done it? Or would you like to do a little more? Are you finished? Because now I have to go." The man could not answer. What to answer? This man was simply mad. And Jhusia started singing a song. He was very happy that the birds were flying in the sky, and happy that he was beaten, he was bleeding, and yet it didn't hurt. Happy that he could receive it as a gift. Happy that he could still thank God. There was no complaint. Now he had transformed the whole quality of the situation. This has to be learned. Slowly, a man has to become so wide that all is accepted. Yes, even death, only then the song burst forth. Yes, even the darkness, only then the light arrives. The moment you have accepted the night totally and there is no seeking and hankering for the morning has come. This is how it comes. This is the way of its coming. This story is the true teaching of this Cancer full moon. Compassion does not mean weakness. Acceptance does not mean defeat. Responsibility does not mean separation. When Cancer's compassion meets Capricorn's responsibility, something sacred happens. Karma dissolves into wisdom. A full moon is emotional fullness. Zodiac shows us what true compassion with awareness looks like. Compassion does not mean weakness. Acceptance does not mean defeat. Responsibility does not mean separation. When Cancer's compassion meets Capricorn's responsibility, karma dissolves into wisdom. I will now share one specific mantra for this full moon, for this Purnima. Chant the mantra of Lord Shiva, the Lord of Moon, and the witness of all emotions. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Chant 108 times or 11 times with awareness. Feel this surrender. I accept life fully and I respond consciously. Om Namah Shivaya, meaning I surrender to the Supreme Consciousness, Lord Shiva. And so, the full moon is not asking you to change life, it is asking you to see it completely. When acceptance is total, the song bursts forth. Sit silently under this full moon, place your hand on your heart, and whisper within, I choose awareness over reaction. Always remember, never react. Because situation and some people want you to react. When you react, you are caught in that vicious circle. So never react, only respond, and that too if it is really necessary. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.